David and Goliath, the battle that changed history in the ancient hills of Judah. Long before Jerusalem became a city of kings, there lived a boy whose story would defy all odds. His name was David, son of Jesse, a shepherd, poet, and the least likely hero in all of Israel. His hands were small, calloused from guiding sheep, not holding swords. His life was quiet: sunrise over green hills, the soft bleating of lambs, the whisper of wind through olive trees. Yet in this boy's heart burned a faith that would soon shake nations. While others dreamed of battles and glory, David found strength in solitude. Out there among the wild hills, danger was never far. Lions roamed the cliffs, bears prowled the valleys. When they attacked his flock, David didn't run. He chased them down, striking them with his staff, pulling lambs from their jaws. Each time, he gave the glory to God. Every victory in the wilderness was a lesson, training for something greater. Far beyond those hills, a storm was brewing. The ancient enemies of Israel, the Philistines, were preparing for war. Their army was fierce and disciplined, their weapons made of iron, their warriors trained since childhood. They gathered on one side of a great valley, and Israel's army assembled on the other. The air was thick with tension and fear. Then came the sound of footsteps that shook the ground. Out from the Philistine camp stepped a man. No, a mountain of a man. Goliath of Gath. Over 9 feet tall, his armor gleamed in the sun like scales of bronze. His helmet was heavy, his shield massive, and his spear, it was said the iron tip alone weighed 15 pounds. With every step, the earth seemed to tremble beneath him. He stood between the two armies and roared, "Why have you come out to line up for battle? Am I not a Philistine? And are you not the servants of Saul? Choose a man for yourselves, and let him come down to me. If he can fight me and kill me, then we will be your servants. But if I prevail and kill him, then you shall serve us." Then he laughed, a deep, thunderous laugh that echoed off the rocks. "I defy the armies of Israel this day. Give me a man, that we may fight together." And day after day, morning and evening, for 40 days, Goliath taunted Israel. 40 days of fear, 40 days of silence. No one dared move. Even King Saul, who once led the nation with courage, sat in his tent, haunted by doubt. It was on the 41st day that a shepherd boy arrived. David had come only to bring food to his brothers, bread, cheese, and a message from home. But as he walked through the camp, he heard the voice of Goliath booming across the valley. He saw men trembling, soldiers hiding behind shields. His heart burned with anger. "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine," David asked, "that he should defy the armies of the living God?" The soldiers scoffed, "You're just a boy. Go back to your sheep." But David's words spread quickly through the camp until they reached King Saul. When Saul saw him, he frowned. "You are not able to go against this Philistine. You are but a youth, and he has been a warrior since his youth." But David stepped forward, eyes unshaken. "Your servant kept his father's sheep. When a lion or a bear came and took a lamb, I went after it and struck it and delivered the lamb from its mouth. And when it turned on me, I caught it by the beard and struck it down. The Lord who delivered me from the paw of the lion and from the paw of the bear, he will deliver me from the hand of this Philistine." Saul hesitated, then nodded. "Go, and the Lord be with you." He offered David his royal armor, the best in Israel, but when David tried to walk, it was too heavy. The boy shook his head. "I cannot go with these. I have not tested them." He took them off, stepped out into the sunlight, and went down to the stream. Kneeling, he picked up 5 smooth stones, not jagged, not rough, but smooth and perfect for flight. He placed them in his shepherd's bag, lifted his sling, and started walking toward destiny. As David crossed the valley, the giant saw him coming and laughed. "Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" he thundered. His armor glistened, his shadow long and dark. "Come to me, boy, and I will feed your flesh to the birds of the air and the beasts of the field." But David's voice did not tremble. "You come to me with a sword, with a spear, and with a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts, the God of the armies of Israel whom you have defied. This day the Lord will deliver you into my hand, and all the earth will know that there is a God in Israel." Then David ran, not away, but toward Goliath. He took a stone from his pouch, placed it in the sling, and swung it once, twice, 3 times. The sound cut through the air like thunder, and the stone found its mark. It struck the giant between the eyes, and in an instant, Goliath stumbled forward, his mighty legs shaking, and with a final crash, he fell face first to the ground. The valley went silent. The Philistines froze. The armies of Israel stood still, hearts pounding. Then, as dust rose from the earth, David ran to Goliath's body, took the giant's own sword, and with one swift motion, struck off his head. The shout that followed shook the valley. "The Lord has delivered us." The Philistines fled, and Israel pursued them, victory roaring across the hills. That day, a shepherd defeated a warrior. A boy defeated a giant. Faith defeated fear. But David's story didn't end there. That single act of courage set into motion a chain of events that would change history. He became a hero in Israel. Songs were sung about him. Saul has slain his thousands, but David his tens of thousands. His name spread through every town, every village. Yet with fame came jealousy, and with destiny came trials. King Saul, once his ally, became his enemy. David fled for his life, hiding in caves, hunted like an animal. But he never forgot the lesson of the valley, that the God who stood with him against Goliath would stand with him in every storm. Years later, David would become king, not through force, but through patience, humility, and divine timing. And as he ruled Israel, he never forgot where he came from: the hills, the sling, the stone, the voice that said, "Fear not." Generations passed, but his story lived on. And today, the phrase David and Goliath still echoes across the world, a symbol of hope for anyone who has ever faced something too big, too strong, too impossible. Because the truth is, every one of us faces giants. Giants of fear, doubt, failure, sickness, poverty, rejection. They stand before us, shouting, "You can't win. You're too small. You're not enough." But the same God who stood with David still stands with those who believe. Faith does not see the size of the enemy, it sees the power of the Almighty. And sometimes, all it takes is one act of courage, one stone of faith, to bring a giant down. So when life feels overwhelming, when your Goliath stands tall and you feel like nothing more than a shepherd with a sling, remember, David didn't fight alone. The same God who guided that stone guides you too. And sometimes, all it takes is one shot to change everything.